Well, hey there. Welcome to another video here in the shop. We're going to start out here in the shop, and then we're going to move outside. Hey, guys, don't go anywhere. It's real important that you stay till the end of the video because you're going to want to see the results of today's test. So today's a great day to do what we're going to do. It is under 60 degrees. It's chilly in the shop. It's even chillier outside. It's rainy, it's wet. It's a super ugly day here in North Carolina. So what a better day. This tells you guys how much I love you because I've been waiting for the kind of get a little bit in the evening to do this video so that we can let the sun go down, get a little dark, and do this video. So two videos ago, I did a camping trip. And it wasn't as cold as I wanted to do, but what I used in that camping trip was a fire pit. So what I wanted to do is kind of go over my fire pit and the benefits of that fire pit. It's a moto camping, setup. I keep everything in this bag. This is a backpack. Believe it or not, truth be told, I keep this in my pickup all the time. And then when I go to moto camping and I want to take my fire pit, I go grab it out of my pickup and bring it with me. So this stays actually in my pickup. I can say I'm kind of a, some call it a prepper or, Boy Scout. I was a Boy Scout. So I'm always prepared. So my pickup has got a lot of things in it that most people's probably don't, but I do keep this in my pickup. I'd like to get a dedicated fire pit just to have in my motorcycle gear, but this is my fire pit. That's it. And it weighs absolutely nothing. It's got a grab handle on the side here. I will put a link in the description. I think this is like $34. It'll be here or here or here or here or here. I'll put it somewhere. But what it consists of is a screen and a set of legs that you undo and make a tripod and put this screen on it. This is a large size. I think you can find these on Amazon for like $16. I've not ordered the $16 size because I think they're too small. This one doesn't weigh anything. I might try it and buy the $16 one just to see if it's, how much smaller. This is definitely a pretty good size. You can build a pretty good fire in this. The benefits of this is the weight. You can take this moto camping. We'll explain more about the benefits of it when we go outside and set it up. This would definitely be classified in our BRAP or crap series. I'm going to call it a BRAP or crap series, but I already know it's BRAP. This thing is definitely motorcycle camp, moto camp worthy. I'm telling you, it weighs nothing. So what I've got here is a scale, a luggage scale. I use this a lot when I'm packing up my bike to see how much weight I got on. Like I said, I do a little backpacking, so this is something that I use quite regularly. So let's weigh this thing. We'll zero it out. Zero this out. Okay, and let's see what it weighs. So this weighs 1.7 pounds. 1.7 pounds. That's actually a little bit heavier than what I thought. It doesn't feel 1.7 pounds, but it doesn't take up much weight for 1.7 pounds. Now, what I do in conjunction with this awesome setup is I usually take one of these Duraflame logs. We talked about it a little bit in our Motocamp video that we did in the cold a couple days ago, but in my pickup, I keep one of these logs, and I keep my fire pit. So this has got a lot of other stuff in it. besides just that kind of stuff. This is kind of a fire bag. I've got fireproof matches in here. I've got about 10 different ways to start a fire. I've got the old Bic lighter, and we'll probably use the Bic lighter out there. No, I've got one in my pocket, so we're good. I don't smoke. Believe it or not, I don't smoke. Sometimes you guys just hear my voice. Oh, there it is. I usually keep a mini Bic lighter in my pocket at all times. I don't know, I'm not a fire bug, but I think fire is important. This is a whole fire starting kit. I've got waterproof matches, some hand warmers. Here's a flint and steel, and a lighter. Several different ways to start a fire. If I can't start a fire with this bag, then things are bad. These are some of these same Duraflame little mini fires. These are some fire gels. I got a safety light, one of those brake lights, that kind of an emergency deal. Another kind of a fire brick fire starter. I know this is probably overkill. Here is a ferro rod. So between this pack here, I should be able to start a fire. But we're going to take this out. One thing I do have that I wanted to show off here, I found this. I'm kind of excited about this. It's a little smaller than, that probably sounds horrible on the microphone. I apologize. Here at ADVENTURE-OGRAPHY, we like to annoy you with the sound. So anyway, this cool. Me and my wife were at Walmart the other day. We found a case of these, 3 of them in a case. They're a little smaller. In fact, I thought there was only 2 of the regular size logs. This one here was a little smaller. I noticed there was 3 of them in the box. But what makes this different is it is stackable crackling fire log. So it's supposed to make noise like if you're out in the camp, out in the outdoors, and you want a crackling campfire. So this ought to be kind of fun. We're gonna run them both and see if it really does crackle. So you know what? I take that back. Maybe we'll just do this one. It's a little smaller. It probably doesn't burn as long, and I sure don't need to do both of these logs tonight. So let's go out and let's set this up. We'll go through the setup process of the fire pit, and we're going to set outside. Like I say, it's raining outside. I was going to go out in the woods, but one thing good about this is if you were trying to gather up firewood from the woods and try to light it, it'd be a little bit harder to light. Where these, you can take them in a bag. On a night like tonight, you're out camping and all your kindling is wet, these will start and you can have a fire and stay warm. So we're going to talk about the benefits of the fire pit when we get it set up and get the actual fire going. So stand by, let's go outside and light this up and enjoy a little fire tonight. So let's go do it. Okay, so I did bring a chair. I know this is corny, but it is raining outside and I do not feel like sitting out in the wet rain. So we are going to do this under the protection of my carport at my house. So if anybody comes pulling in my driveway right now, they're probably going to laugh at us. When I say us, that means you and me, because I can say that so that I don't feel stupid. But anyway, this is my little chair. I'm going to set it up so that we can enjoy the fire, sit in the chair, and enjoy it. So, okay, so we have the fire kit. And believe it or not, I set this up the other night, and it doesn't get that dirty. You would think it would be dirty and the bag would get all dirty, but it really doesn't. So it seems a little bit hard to set up, but it is not. Let's get her set up here. We got the ones with the feet on them, the little rubber feet. Let's get those in. Rubber foot. There we go, a little fiddly there. And then this goes here. The benefit of this fire pit is when you put something on it, you have air coming in here. Everything that you would put on it would start pretty easy. But like I say, even if you had to go gather up wood right now, I think a fire pit like this would start easier than a, trying to light it on the ground and getting air up underneath it. Another benefit of this is the air coming, or the fire and the heat coming. Let's just start it up and quit messing around here. Windy out here. Let's see if we can get this going. Okay, she's going. Come on, baby. You got to talk nice to it. Come on. Okay. Maybe we'll try lighting this side. I'll tell you what, it's already nice. I can actually starting to feel heat already without even having the log catch on fire. I'm kind of excited about this one that has the crackling, the crackling log. So anyway, it's kind of cool. Now that I decided to make this video, it's kind of nice sitting out underneath here in the rain, and you can't beat a campfire. I don't care who you are. The benefits of this, like I say, you can even pick this up and move it around. We'll experiment with that. The coals doesn't drop down through the screen or the mesh. It's a real tight woven screen. It doesn't go through it to light the stuff underneath the ground on fire. Like I say, last Saturday we did it. Last Saturday night. We were out. It's fall in North Carolina, so there's a lot of leaves and stuff, dry stuff on the ground, and I didn't worry a bit. All the fire stayed right on here and didn't fall through. So we'll get an idea here. And this has already started to catch on fire, the actual log. So I'll tell you what, in an emergency, even in an emergency situation, forget about motocamping, but in an emergency situation, this could save your life. That's really why I carry them in my pickup, for an emergency heat source. Sounds like it's hunting season here in North Carolina, so you're gonna hear gunshots. There's people out in the woods shooting their guns, and what time is it? It's 5:30. So we've got all your traffic coming through town, and we got gunshots over here. So it is what it is. I should call my neighbors and have them come over and roast a hot dog or something. I don't even have any marshmallows. Gosh dang it, how could I do this video without marshmallows? That don't make sense at all. But anyway, it's what we're getting here too, is we're getting some airflow coming up from underneath the fire pit, which helps it. I think it really struggle right now, as windy as it is and as wet as it is. But even if it was out there raining, I think you could start this and get it going if you could put something over it. But anyway, this is a fun little moto camp. It doesn't really add much weight. Another thing about this that makes it cool is you can stop at out here in North Carolina anyway. There's a Family Dollar or a Dollar General about every 7 miles. I think that's their the way they set up their locations. Is at least in the rural area. Gosh dang it, I can't talk. Is every 7 miles you're going to have a Dollar General or a Family Dollar. They're owned by the same company, so they space them out. So when I'm out riding, I can always come across one. They do sell a fire log. I don't think it's the Duraflame brand, but they do sell a fire log. I've seen it. Maybe one of these days we'll do a side-by-side comparison, but you don't have to pack the log on your motorcycle. Have I done it? Absolutely, I have. But you don't have to. You could stop somewhere and buy gas station firewood, the bundles of firewood, like we did out in Idaho, and take it to camp and use the same fire pit to burn that wood. But you could also stop at a Family Dollar, grab one of these, and Bob's your uncle. And I don't know who. I've got an Uncle Bob. I don't know if everybody has one, and I don't even know where that comes from. We're gonna look that up, find out who the heck is Bob, and why is everybody call him their uncle. But anyway, I do have an Uncle Bob. I hate to say he's my favorite uncle because I may have other uncles that are watching my channel, but Bob's my favorite uncle. Tell you what, check that out. I don't care what you say. This is actually really nice. It's cold out here, and I definitely feel the heat coming off. I can feel it from my legs. That's my neighbor over there hollering, Todd, Todd, Todd. So he'll probably be showing up over here in a minute. So stand by for neighbor to come be walking over here. That's so nice. I'm not really hearing the crackling yet, but maybe soon. But it does feel nice. It's kind of fun. I don't care. What I didn't do is figure out when I started this. We'll look at the video when we're done and timestamp it. It's 5:30. I think this is going probably 7 minutes or so, but it'll give us an idea of how long one of these logs here will burn. But it's burning pretty good right now. So once this thing gets going pretty good, the smoke died down. I don't know if you noticed that there's not as much smoke. I thought I'd turn the camera back on. It's been a few minutes, and the whole log is now on fire. And tell you what, it's putting off some really good heat now. I'm telling you, this is nice. And the whole log's on fire, and the smoke died down. The smoke did smell pretty good. It smelled it wasn't chemically. One thing I was worried about when I started doing this, that these might give off a funky smell, a chemical smell. I think this is just compressed sawdust that they pack all together, and that's about it. I don't think they put a agent in there to burn. They might. I don't know. Maybe do some research on it, but this feels really nice. I really should have got a marshmallow. I'm trying to think if I even have a hot dog. I don't think I even have a hot dog to cook tonight. One thing I like about this is you can get pretty close to it. I can definitely stick my little foots. I call them foots. You can put your foots up underneath here. I'm not getting coals coming down. And you got some warmth coming right underneath you, keeping your foots warm. I can feel the heat coming back on me. It's really nice. The sun is down. It's been about an hour since this thing's been burning, and I think it's probably less than half, through the log. So it looks like actually a real log right now. It's kind of got the texture of a log you would find with bark out in the woods, but it's really enjoyable. I highly recommend this product. I think you would be out trying to pick up sticks right now, and it's snake season around here. A lot of in the fall, the snakes have their babies, so the woods are full of snakes, and that's a true story. They have them in the fall, and you don't want to be out tromping around in the woods picking up firewood in the fall in North Carolina. So this is a great product. It's a great idea. I really enjoy it. Highly recommend it. As it gets dark, I thought, I was sitting here thinking, if I was out in the woods, I don't ever freak myself out when I'm out in the woods. I kind of get in my head. I do most of my stuff, my moto camping solo. I'm content to be by myself. I like being by myself, and I love people. I'm definitely a people person, but I really enjoy being out in the woods camping by myself. But there's been several times that I let things, I try to keep my mind. I hear a noise out in the woods, and I get paranoid. I don't really get scared per se. Have I been nervous out in the woods? I have been, but I don't really let myself get. The only time I think I've ever really been scared of anything, truly, I tell you, I'm a truck driver by trade, and I used to deliver carbon dioxide gas. Well, it's a little smoky. I used to deliver carbon dioxide gas to a place in Utah, believe it or not. I'm not going to tell you the place because it's a sensitive, classified place. A lot of our stuff that we did, honestly, was through the government, and anyway, I just can't tell you for that reason where this was at. But it was in Utah. It was out in the desert. I can tell you that. Anyway, I was unloading CO2 at night. It was wintertime. It was cold. And there was lights around this facility. Now, it was at night. I was there all by myself. No employees. They were closed for the night. We did a lot of that. But I was in there unloading, and I just got a bad feeling. You ever have to have the hair on the back of your neck stand up? I just started having a bad feeling. And I felt like I was being watched. I can't explain it. I don't understand what was out there, if anything. But for some reason, I got scared. More scared than I've ever been in my entire life. So I ended up sitting there. I usually am very good at my job, and I was about little more than halfway unloaded into this tank, and I was so scared. I said, "I'm out of here. I'm done." And that process of what we do, hauling carbon dioxide, sometimes there's a process to unload and a process to shut everything off and bring your pressures back down and unhook. So it takes a little bit of a sequence of steps to do it. I was rushing, trying to get out of there fast. I literally just almost freaked out. Anyway, I ended up doing one of the steps wrong, which cost me time, and I ended up having to sit there for about 10 minutes waiting for my pressure to drop in this hose before I could unhook it. And that was the most scary 10 seconds or 10 minutes I've ever had in my life. I just let it get the best of me. One thing that was weird about that is there's lights around this facility, and while I'm sitting there waiting for my hose to relieve pressure, the lights in this facility around the perimeter blinked out. Don't know why. I can't explain why. Never had it happen before. Never had it happen again. And I'd been to this facility, 2 or 3 times before, and 2 or 3 times even after. But the lights blinked out and left me sitting there in the dark, and I literally kind of almost had a panic attack. Couldn't get out of there fast enough. And did anything happen? No, and nothing happened to me. But the feeling of something was going to happen was terrifying. So anyway, I was sitting here trying to think of a scary ghost story, or some kind of a something that happened out in the woods. But I can't really. I'd be lying if I told you now that story there was not a lie. But I would be lying if I told you I ever saw Bigfoot. Now, I grew up in Idaho, place called Blackfoot, Idaho. And we didn't have, it wasn't really in the mountains of Idaho, kind of in the Snake River Valley where all the potatoes grow. But there was river bottoms. Snake River runs through there, and there was river bottoms that went through there. And we used to go down there and run around as kids and play in the woods down there. And there for a few months, 1 year, everybody was seeing Bigfoot. I don't know if we never saw it, but people were reporting Bigfoot sightings down in the river bottoms, and we lived close to the Indian reservation, and there was all kinds of rumors going around about the Bigfoot on the river, or in the river bottoms on the reservation. So anyway, I love watching Bigfoot documentaries. And do I believe in Bigfoot? No, I really don't. Do I think Bigfoot exists? I don't think he exists. Would it be cool if he did? Yeah, it'd be pretty cool. But I can't say I truly believe in Bigfoot. But pretty soon here, I've got a solar light in this building here, so that when we pull in, my wife pulls in, the solar light comes on. I'm really surprised that it hasn't come on and lit me up into the light. But anyway, we're just chilling here by the fire. It feels really good. A motorcycle video. It's a video about fires. But when I'm using this product, I'm motocamping, so I think it qualifies. It's something that's near and dear to my heart, and that is going motorcycle camping and having a fire. So I think the two go together. I don't have a motorcycle sitting here, so or a picture of a motorcycle. Maybe I'll put a picture of a motorcycle here so that we can put the two things together. But yeah, I'm sitting in my driveway underneath my carport, showing you my fire pit that I use for motocamping. But that's what you get. So we don't, like I say, we don't do things like everybody else. We're down to earth and real. So hope that's okay. It's really nice. So now that we've lost our light, I want to just say to like and subscribe to these videos. The channel's doing good. I enjoy doing the review videos. This one's kind of fun because I've got to sit out here and enjoy a nice fire. So pretty fun. I like doing this kind of stuff, and we'll do some more camping. We're going to do another cold weather camping trip here soon. Tonight would have been good, but it's really wet and rainy, and I don't feel like going out in the wet and rainy. But I really like going out in the cold. So we'll do another moto camping trip here before it gets winter time. And even I've even camped in North Carolina in November and December. So hopefully we can do some of that. We definitely go riding when it's in those months. So hope you guys all have a good night wherever you're at. Like and subscribe and share all the things. Thanks for coming to another episode of Adventure-Ography, and come join the family. Good night.